In this video, Marc MARQUEZ and Honda are not ready to fight for victories yet. Rins believes he is showing his true self this year, and Remy Gardner's tight slap of reality. My name is Sankalp, and this is your Racing News Fix. In 2022, Marc MARQUEZ returned back to a much more competitive grid than what he had left in 2020. Making matters worse for him is the Honda RC213V underneath him, which he still doesn't recognize. After finishing 5th at the season opener at Qatar, Marquez took himself out of the Indonesian and Argentinian rounds, pushing beyond the limit at Mandalika and high-siding himself into a third iteration of Diplopia. Luckily for him, he recovered and came back to his beloved Kota, where he had an impressive last to 6th run and showed his fans glimpses of the old Marc Marquez. Moving into the European phase of the championship starting this weekend in Portugal, Marquez doesn't believe he and his bike have the performance to fight for wins at every circuit, and also believes now is not the time to be thinking about podiums. Marc started by saying, "Now we need to understand what our level is in European tracks, which I don't think is the level to fight for the victory every race. In a circuit I know very well, I know exactly where the weak points of the bike are. I already pushed Honda and said you have to work there and there if you want to be competitive. It is true that Pole is riding well in some racetracks and Nakagami is also riding well in some other racetracks. But we have some weak points that we need to improve if we want to be consistent in all the racetracks. I mean, what I learned is that with this championship, with this bike, you cannot predict the race." Marc further explained, "You cannot go into the GP and say this one I will win, this one I will finish top 5 and this one I will finish in top 10. You just don't know. During the weekend, you need to accept where you are, and if you are 10th, you are 10th. But of course, I will take the risk and the target is to try to build the podium every race. But right now is not the time to fight for the podium." After a year where Rins spent more time in the gravel trap than on the bike, the Suzuki rider seems to have turned it around this year. After the first 4 rounds of the year, Rins is sitting in P2 in the overall standings, being one of the only 2 riders to stand on the podium twice so far this year. Just 5 points behind the championship leader, Rins thinks both himself and Suzuki have improved in the way they work. And when asked by Motorsport.com if he feels he is showing his true and improved self now after a difficult 2021, he replied, "Yeah, for sure. I think that we are working so well in the box and out of the box also. Last winter, I did a good job working in the gym, also on the mental side. So thanks to this, I think we have the consistency that we are showing. But okay, there are still many races to the end. These are just the first races of the year. But I think overall, we did a good job, especially in Argentina and in Texas. And we did a really good weekend. So let's try to keep working in the same way." And reigning Moto2 World Champion, Remy Gardner has managed to score only 1 point so far this season. By his own admission, he expected a lot more from the start of his rookie season in the Premier class based on what we have seen in the past from former Moto2 champions stepping up to the big class. Gardner describes it as getting a big slap of reality right in the face, especially at the physically intense round at Kota. Gardner started by saying, "I expected something better than I did. Seeing what others have done in the past and after finishing last year dominating in Moto2, I was hoping for something better. The first races were very hard, but we will find a little more stability. I still have a lot to learn, but I've received a big slap of reality in the face, especially in the GP of the Americas. Of course, the race didn't help, but at this stage of the season, having run so much, we are pretty much on the pace. Austin is just a physical track and the bike wasn't easy to carry. It wasn't a good race. I gave it my all, but after only 7 or 8 laps, honestly I was dead." Is Rins finally ready to fight for the title and keep it consistent for the rest of the year? Let's chat in the comments below. If you made it till here and still are not subscribed, what are you waiting for? Hit the subscribe button and ring the notification bell. And don't forget to check out these 2 videos which I know you will enjoy.